Dear students, today we will be learning the concept of hard and soft acid or base. Okay, it's a very important concept, important for the JEE advanced exams. It helps us in understanding some intricate delicacies of organic reactions. There are some organic reactions which are difficult to predict. The correct product is difficult to predict without the help of this concept, the concept of hard and soft acid or base. We generally learn about strong acid, strong base, weak acid, weak base. We generally do not learn about the concept of hard acid and hard base or soft acid and soft base. Okay? So it's a concept which we normally apply in questions asked in JEE Advanced and not in the questions asked in JEE Mains. It's not there in the NCERT. So it's a different concept. So let us learn this concept from the basics. So what is a hard acid? What is a hard base? Before that, let us understand the definition of acid and base in terms of the orbitals and the different filled or vacant orbitals present in different molecules. The orbitals that are present in molecules are called as molecular orbitals. We have studied these terms: HOMO, highest occupied molecular orbitals, and lowest unoccupied molecular orbitals. I hope you must be aware of these terms: HOMO and LUMO orbitals. HOMO stands for the highest occupied molecular orbital, and LUMO stands for lowest unoccupied molecular orbital. It is a vacant orbital. It is the lowest energy vacant orbital that is present in a molecule, and HOMO is the highest energy filled orbital that is present. Now, what is a base? Base. The Lewis definition of base is an electron pair donor. A base gives its electron pair to an acid. Acid is the electron pair acceptor, and base is an electron pair donor. So base will be characterized by highest occupied molecular orbital. Highest occupied molecular orbital, it will give its electron pair from the orbital which is farthest from the nucleus. It will give its electron pair from the orbital which is farthest from the nucleus. That means which has the highest energy. Electrons which are farther from the nucleus are of higher energy, and electrons which are closer to the nucleus are of lower energy. We say that a base is a substance which is characterized by its highest occupied molecular orbital. Base is an electron pair donor. It gives its electron pair of the highest occupied molecular orbital. The highest energy electron pair, or the electron pair which is farthest from its own nucleus, is least attracted towards its own nucleus. So that electron has greatest tendency to be given to a Lewis acid. So base gives its electron pair of the HOMO. Okay. Now, if HOMO of the base is of higher energy, okay, and if HOMO of the base is of lower energy, okay, it is based on the energy of the HOMO of a base that we classify a hard base or a soft base. Okay. Hard base is defined as, hard base is classified as a base which has a low energy, a base which has a low energy HOMO. The base, any base which has a low energy HOMO, that means the highest occupied molecular orbital is very close to the nucleus. As it is closer to the nucleus, its energy will be lower. A base which has a low energy HOMO is called as a hard base or a harder base. It's a relative concept. Hard and soft, we compare two bases. One base will be a harder base, one will be a softer base. So harder base and softer base, it's a relative concept. We compare two bases and then determine which one is the harder and which one is the softer. Okay. How do you determine? Okay. The lower energy HOMO, the base containing the lower energy HOMO, the base containing highest occupied molecular orbital, the fully filled orbital closest to the nucleus will be the harder base, hardest base, and that which will have a higher energy HOMO, in which the HOMO orbital will be away from the nucleus, will be the softer base. Okay. So HOMO is closer to the nucleus. That means HOMO lies on an atom which is quite small. So we say that it has a low energy HOMO, or it is having a small donor atom, or it is having a small donor atom. Small donor atom, if the atom is small, definitely the outermost electron will be closer to the nucleus. the HOMO, the highest energy occupied molecular orbital, will be closer to the nucleus, will be of lower energy. So low energy HOMO implies small donor atom. And one more point we noted down: smaller is the atom, more is the electron density, more is the negative charge density. So a hard base is characterized by a low energy HOMO, or a small donor atom, or a high negative charge density, or a high negative charge density. Clear? It's not very difficult to understand this. Hard base means low energy HOMO, or small donor atom, or high negative charge density. All these three terms are interrelated. Okay? It's easier to understand the hardness or softness of a base in terms of either the higher negative charge density or the lower negative charge density, or the larger donor atom or the smaller donor atom, or the higher energy HOMO, the lower energy HOMO. Okay? Similarly, we can write soft base as one. Okay, the soft base, we can write about soft base. Soft base is a base which has a high energy, HOMO. High energy HOMO का मतलब क्या होगा? What does it mean? High energy HOMO. High energy HOMO will mean an atom which is larger in size, a larger donor atom. Larger in size, that means is the valence electrons will be away from the nucleus. Valence electrons will be away from the nucleus. It will be having a higher energy. As a large donor atom, larger donor atom results in less negative charge. So these are characteristics of a hard base or a soft base. Okay. Let us do now some examples. Okay. Examples of some bases, and we'll compare which one is a harder base, which one is a softer base by using these points. Okay. What are the 3 points? We look at the energy, low energy or high energy HOMO. It's difficult to predict the energy by looking at the molecule. What you can easily compare is the size of the donor atom. You can easily compare. Okay. You can also compare the negative charge density. We use these 2 factors, either size of the donor atom or the negative charge density, to determine a harder or softer base amongst 2 bases. Let us do some examples. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. It's not very difficult. It's an easy concept. How will we apply this concept in different reactions? Okay. Next paper. Let me rub this. Let us do some examples of comparison of hardness of some bases. Let us compare which base is a harder base, which base is a softer base. Example. Suppose we are comparing between 2 organometallic compounds. One is the alkyl sodium and one is alkyl magnesium halide. Let us compare the hardness of base, which is the harder base and which is softer base, between alkyl sodium and alkyl magnesium halide. Okay. Alkyl magnesium halide, the carbon magnesium bond is a covalent bond with some ionic character. The carbon atom, the alkyl group, has partial negative charge. If you look at the alkyl sodium, the carbon sodium bond will be almost 100% ionic. It has a full negative charge, R minus and Na plus. Okay, this is R minus, this is R delta minus, which has the higher negative charge density. Delta minus, that means fractional negative charge. Fractional negative charge का magnitude कम है. ठीक है, -1 charge, which is a full negative charge. The magnitude of negative charge on this alkyl group is more. More charge, suppose we are considering the same alkyl group, CH3CH3. Let us consider CH3Na having CH3 minus and Na plus, and CH3MgX. The same atom having the partial negative charge, same atom having a full negative charge. Which atom, in which case the negative charge density is higher? In the first case, the negative charge density is higher. We'll say that the CH3Na is a harder base than CH3MgX. Okay? We'll say that has a higher negative charge density. And as a result of higher negative charge density, is a harder base. Is a harder base. Here is a point. Because of higher negative charge density on carbon in CH3Na, CH3Na is a harder base than CH3MgX. Okay. Now let us do another example. Simple example is, let us compare the bases OH minus and SH minus. OH minus and SH minus. Donor atom is oxygen, the donor atom is sulfur. Now we already know that oxygen and sulfur belong to the same period, so they belong to the same group. And sulfur is the third period element, oxygen is the second period element. And sulfur is larger than oxygen. This is a larger donor atom, and this is a smaller donor atom. Larger is the donor atom, less will be the negative charge density, less the negative charge density, base is a softer base. If we compare the hardness, which is a harder base, OH minus is a harder base, it has a smaller donor atom, and hence it's a harder base. Look at SH minus. SH minus is has a sulfur atom as the donor atom, a larger donor atom. It has a larger donor atom, and hence it is a softer base. So this is how we compare the hardness of a base, a hard base or a soft base. It's not necessary that hard base is always a strong base. It's not always true that a hard base will be a strong base and the soft base will be a weak base. Okay? These are not related terms. These are defined differently. The strength of a base is defined in terms of the equilibrium constant Kb, base dissociation constant. We have learned about base dissociation constant in ionic equilibrium also. And in general organic chemistry, we learn about comparison of acidic and basic strength, where we compare a stronger acid or a stronger base. And the acidic strength or basic strength is compared in terms of the equilibrium constants Ka or Kb. So this is a different concept. Okay? This is determined by the energy of the orbital taking part in bond formation. For a Lewis base, the highest energy occupied molecular orbital takes part in bond formation. We will compare the energy of the HOMO orbital or the size of the donor atom or the negative charge density. Okay? Similarly, we have the concept of hard and soft acid. Hard and soft base we have done. Now let us do hard and soft acid. Okay? Let me rub this. That is how many spoon. Now we'll talk about hard acid. Hard base has a low energy HOMO. Now, acids are characterized by a vacant orbital. Acids accept electron pair. Acids are electron pair acceptors. An atom will accept electron pair, a molecule will accept electron pair in its vacant orbital and unoccupied orbital. And which unoccupied orbital will take part in bond formation? It is the vacant orbital that is closest to the nucleus, on which nuclear attraction is the strongest. It is the lowest energy vacant orbital that takes part in bond formation for an acid. So acids are characterized by a LUMO. Acids accept electron pair in its LUMO orbital, lowest unoccupied molecular orbital, lowest energy vacant molecular orbital, the lowest energy vacant molecular orbital, the vacant orbital that is closest to the nucleus where nuclear attraction is strongest. Now we'll talk about hard acid. Hard acid has similar definition as hard base. It has a low energy, lowest unoccupied molecular orbital. Hard acid is characterized by it has a low energy LUMO. Low energy LUMO, that means it will be having a small acceptor atom. Acids have an acceptor atom. There's a small acceptor atom. If the acceptor atom is small, acids generally have positive charges. They are electron deficient species. They will have positive charges. We'll say that positive charge density is high. We relate hard acid to one having high positive charge density. High positive charge. So hard acid has a low energy LUMO. It has a small acceptor atom or has high positive charge density. Normally, it is easier to compare the positive charge density or the size of the acceptor atom We'll be using these two factors to compare hardness or softness of acids. Okay. Similarly, जैसे hard acid define किया वैसे हम soft acid को define कर सकते हैं. We can define a soft acid also. Soft acid has a high energy LUMO orbital. Has a high energy LUMO orbital. Has a large acceptor atom. Okay. The large acceptor atom has lesser or low positive charge. It has a low positive charge density. Hard acids are characterized by high positive charge density, and soft acids are characterized by low positive charge. Positive charge density ज़्यादा है, you will have a harder acid. Positive charge density कम है, lower is the positive charge density, you will have a softer acid. Okay. Let us do some examples. कुछ comparison यहाँ पे कर लेते हैं. Hardness of acid, hard acid and soft acid के कुछ examples देखो. Comparing between an alkyl halide where the alkyl group has a partial positive charge and the halogen atom has partial negative charge. And a carbocation R plus. Okay. The alkyl group that is bonded to a halogen R delta plus behaves as an acid, behaves as an electrophile. It is an electrophilic center, it is an acidic center. It tends to accept an electron pair from a nucleophile from a Lewis base. Okay. If we compare the hardness of the two acids, R delta plus and R plus, it is a full positive charge. The carbocation is a full positive charge. We'll say that it is a harder acid. High positive charge density will result in a harder acid. Less positive charge density will result in a softer acid. So we like this point. This is a harder acid. And this is a softer. Because of high positive charge density due to the full positive charge on the carbocation. So carbocation has full +1 unit positive charge, and this RS delta. As a result, the alkyl halide, the R of delta plus has partial positive charge. It is a softer acid, and R of carbocation is a harder acid. Where do we come across such species? One of the most common type of substitution reactions, the two most common type of substitution reactions between alkyl halides are SN1 and SN2 reactions. Okay? So SN1 reactions involve carbocation, although alkyl halides convert into carbocation and then carbocation is attacked by nucleophile. In SN1 reactions, nucleophile attack on the carbocation. In SN2 reactions, nucleophile directly attack on an alkyl halide. In SN2 reactions, a nucleophile attacks on a softer acid. In SN1 reaction, nucleophile attacks on a hard acid. This is how let us apply the concept of hard acid and soft acid and hard base and soft base to understand some reactions of all. Clear? Is this clear? Another important point before going into example of some organic reactions where we'll be applying this concept of hard acid or soft acid is when two molecules combine. When acid combines with a base or a base combines with an acid. It is the fully filled orbital of a base that combines with vacant orbital of an acid. Two orbitals are taking part in a reaction, they are combined. And for them to combine favorably, for them to give a favorable combination, their energies must be comparable. We have studied molecular orbital theory. Two atoms come close and a bond is formed, a molecule is formed. And for bond formation, for formation of molecular orbitals, the atomic orbitals must be of comparable energies. We say that it is the orbitals of comparable energies that combine favorably. Okay. Whenever an acid and a base combine, an acid combines with a base or a base combines with an acid, the orbitals of acid and base which take part in a reaction must be of comparable energies. That means the HOMO of the base must be of comparable energy to the LUMO of the acid. As a result, we'll say that a high energy HOMO will combine with high energy LUMO, and the low energy HOMO will combine with low energy. High energy HOMO combines with high energy LUMO. That means hard acid combines with hard base, and soft acid combines with soft base. So this is an important concept. We'll write this point, and then we'll explain. We'll look at the application of this in an organic Let me erase it. Write this important point. The important point is harder base nucleophiles are nothing but bases. Harder base or a harder nucleophile combines or tends to combine with a harder acid. Tends to combine with a harder acid. So harder base having a low energy HOMO tends to combine with a harder acid. Harder acid or electrophile acids are nothing but electrophile. Harder base combines with harder acid. Why? Because energies of the HOMO of harder base will be comparable with energies of LUMO of harder acid. They both have low energy HOMO and low energy LUM. So if the molecular orbitals are of comparable energies, they will combine favorably. Similarly, we'll say that softer base tends to combine with softer acid. And similarly, softer base or nucleophile tends to combine with a softer acid. We'll apply this point to understand some organic reactions. We'll apply this point to understand some organic reactions. The harder base combines with a harder acid, and softer base combines with a softer acid. So we'll use this concept, the concept of hard acid, hard base, soft base, and this point that harder base favorably combines with a harder acid, and the softer base combines favorably with a softer acid. To understand an important aspect of a nucleophilic substitution reaction in alkyl halides, reaction of alkyl halides with ambident nucleophiles. Ambident nucleophiles are those nucleophiles which have two different donor atoms, and they can get bonded to a carbon atom through either of the two donor atoms. We'll use this concept, apply this concept to understand the reaction between alkyl halide and ambident nucleophiles. Okay. Let me write that heading. Okay. We'll apply this concept to understand the reaction between reaction of an alkyl halide with an ambident nucleophile. What is an ambident nucleophile? Let us first talk about an ambident nucleophile. Okay, what is an ambident nucleophile? Ambident nucleophile, an example is cyanide ion. An example is cyanide ion. A cyanide ion is an ambident nucleophile. T triple bond N, it's it has a lone pair on carbon, it has a lone pair on nitrogen. It has two different donor atoms. One donor atom is carbon, one donor atom is nitrogen. When it attacks the alkyl halide, when it takes part in reaction with an alkyl halide will have a positive center R plus or R delta plus. It will attack on the alkyl halide, it will attack on the positive center of the alkyl halide via either the carbon atom or the nitrogen atom. Whichever nucleophile can attack on a positive center via either of two different donor atoms. Though different atoms attack, it can attack on a positive center via carbon atom, it can attack on a positive center via nitrogen. Okay. Such nucleophiles are called ambident. Clearly, ambident nucleophile. Now let us compare out of the two donor sites available in cyanide, two donor sites, two donor centers, two donor atoms, carbon and nitrogen. Which amongst them is a harder base and which amongst them is a softer base? How do we compare? We'll compare by the size of the atom between carbon and nitrogen, which is smaller. A periodic table में पढ़ा हमने carbon and nitrogen belong to the same period, and from left to right size decreases. So from carbon to nitrogen size decreases. So which is a smaller atom? Nitrogen is a smaller atom, carbon is a larger atom. Smaller atom, smaller donor atom means harder base, larger donor atom, softer base. If we compare the relative hardness of the two bases, nitrogen as a donor atom here is a harder base, and carbon as a donor atom here is a softer base. Okay, clear? Now, considering an alkyl halide and R plus, this alkyl halide and R delta plus, this is a softer acid. And this R plus has a full positive charge. This is the harder acid. Softer acid, harder acid. Softer acid and harder acid. And harder base and softer base. Okay. Now we can understand. The harder base will have a tendency to attack on a harder acid. So nitrogen has a tendency to attack on R plus, whereas carbon has a tendency to attack on R delta plus. Okay. Now we know two mechanisms of nucleophilic substitution reactions, SN1 and SN2. SN1 involves the carbocation. So under SN1 conditions, cyanide tends to attack to the nitrogen atom. Whenever an alkyl halide is reacted with cyanide under SN1 conditions, it tends to favor formation of an isocyanide as a product where nitrogen gets bonded to the alkyl group. Okay. इसका जो product बनाएंगे, the product formed here is, so when R plus takes part in reaction, it's the nitrogen atom that reacts, it results in formation of an isocyanide. Product is an isocyanide. Okay. And whenever it is reaction conditions are SN2, the carbon atom tends to attack on Ri, resulting in formation of RCN, results in formation of a cyanide. So under SN2 conditions, favorable product is cyanide. Under SN1 conditions, the favorable product is H. So this is a reaction in which the products that are formed actually in a reaction cannot be explained on the basis of strong acid, strong base, or strong nucleophile, weak nucleophile. We need to apply the concept of hard acid, hard base, or soft acid, soft base, okay, to explain this difference in the product that is formed in an SN1 reaction or an SN2 reaction. Okay, so let us summarize this result. Is this clear? We'll summarize this result and end this session. Okay, let me summarize this result. The result is, whenever alkyl halide is a primary or a secondary alkyl halide, okay, primary or a secondary alkyl halide. Okay, alkyl halide, which is primary or secondary, reacted with NaCN or KCN, okay, NaCN or KCN, in presence of a polar aprotic solvent. In presence of a polar aprotic solvent such as acetone or DMSO. So these are SN2 conditions. These are SN2 conditions. So write this in the bracket. These are SN2 conditions. But actually, alkyl halide does not favor SN2. SN2 reaction normally occur on primary. On a primary or secondary alkyl halide, on reaction NaCN or KCN dissolved in acetone, under SN2 conditions, the product formed will be a cyanide or a nitride. Whereas, if we have a secondary or a tertiary alkyl halide, and it is reacted with AgCN, and preferably in a protic solvent, alcohol is used as a solvent. These are SN1 conditions. A polar protic solvent favors SN1 reaction. AgCN, Ag plus ions catalyze SN1 reaction by forming precipitate with halogen, halide ions. Okay. So these are conditions for SN1, and under SN1 condition, the favorable product will be an isocyanide. Okay. The cause is, under SN1 conditions, we get a carbocation which is a harder acid, and harder acid will combine with a harder base, it will combine with the nitrogen atom. Under SN2 conditions, there will be no carbocation. R delta plus is a softer acid. Softer acid will combine with the softer base. Okay, that's it. So we have understood one simple concept of hard acid and soft acid. We'll learn more applications of this in a different way. Thank you very much.